It's 90-something degrees out there now.
Yeah, so we're about to hit the full dog days of summer here, man, where it's going to be nothing but baseball and golf and some racing. You know, but also, too, one more thing I also remember. So Joey Chestnut is coming back to the hot dog eating contest after a year off last year.
He is coming back to
on the 4th of July.
Intestinal cancer.
Yeah, so 4th of July, Joey Chestnut will be back in the hot dog eating contest. So, friends, countrymen, fellow degenerates, welcome back to this episode of Bets and Buds. We are the Buds helping you cash your bets. I am Jason Smoking Token.
I'm Bobby Light.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. How you doing, Bobby?
I'm good, brother. How we doing?
All good, brother. All good. We've had the Stanley Cup Finals get wrapped up. The Florida Panthers go on another repeat run. Been in the finals the last 3 years.
Yep.
Back-to-back champs here as they knocked off the Edmonton Oilers once again. Also, we got the Pacers here. They pushed the Game 7 here for the NBA Finals. That's going to be played on this Sunday night.
This is the surprising one to me. Did you really expect these two to battle like this?
I felt like there was going to be a battle like this just because of the styles of play. I felt like it can go back and forth. Not anybody. The Pacers probably matched up at outside of the Celtics being fully healthy and fully loaded. They probably matched up better with OKC than anybody else in the Eastern Conference. So, yeah, I mean, it's been a hell of a series, and it's been amazing because the Pacers have been underdogs in every series they've been in from the beginning of the playoffs all the way up until now. So they got to force that Game 7. Anything can happen. But what I saw earlier today was that the Thunder have not lost back-to-back games since March of 2024. So
that's a hell of a streak right there.
That is. That's
over
very,
1 calendar year. You're talking 14 months.
Yeah, that's very impressive. I mean, they only lost 14 games in the regular season this year. Had a good season last year. So, I mean, we'll see how it goes.
But they're not playing that game till Sunday. So,
right.
I mean, I think that actually works a little bit in the Pacers' favor,
Absolutely.
at least as far as getting everybody back on.
Yeah, Tyrese Halliburton, he looked bad in that game. The captain looked like it was making him labor too much. So, a couple more days off, a couple more days of treatment. That should be bode well for them to have a hell of a Game 7. You never know what can happen once we go to their final game.
I'll be putting a bet on it. There's no doubt about it.
I'll throw something out there for sure.
I'll put something on that one.
All right. So then next up, we got the Cardinals baseball too as well. It's been going on. They have actually swept the White Sox here. Starting the series off against the Reds. Reds are 1 game back of them and the Brewers in the division. Like the Brewers and the Cardinals are tied 40 and 35 apiece. Reds are a game back at 39 and 36. Yep. And the Cubs got a 5-game lead on the Cardinals and Brewers.
They do, but after this weekend, you've got 4 against the Cubs starting on Monday.
That is right.
You're going to have really, this homestand really is actually kind of huge right now
as
far as getting you back close to the Cubs for that division lead.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be
because you're still trailing the Phillies by 5.
Yeah. That wild card's going to be tough.
The Giants by 2, they're in front of you by 2. The Padres are a half game up above you. The Brewers are a half game up above you.
And the Giants just made a big trade for Rafael Devers from the Red Sox. So
yes, they did. Yes, they did. Well, and the other thing too is you're playing the Reds this weekend, and they're right on your heels too.
Oh, yeah.
So if you blow this series, I mean, you're looking at back in 4th place, and you're going to be trying to catch all 3 teams.
Yeah, that's going to be tough sledding.
So in other Cardinal news, Herrera actually pulled a hammy or tweaked a hammy last night in last night's game, so he's going on the 10-day DL. So they're calling up Thomas Saggese.
Okay.
So in his limited appearance this year, I think he's taking 20-something at-bats, hitting over 300, got a couple of home runs, can steal a base, got speed, play defense. Mm-hmm. So, again, this will be the Cardinals mixing and matching like they've done for years now.
Yeah, been pretty much Brendan Donovan leads them in almost all statistical categories on the team.
He's top 5 in the National League in doubles, hits, batting average. I mean, he's getting it done.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he'll probably be
your lone
all-star selection. Absolutely.
Victor Scott leading the way with 20 stolen bases this year.
Yeah, that's pretty much all he's been doing.
That's about it. But Ciani only had 20 to lead the team all of last year. So you could easily see Scott steal 30 to 40 bases.
Oh yeah, he should get 30 for sure. I mean, as long as he can stay in the lineup, because I mean that bat has been cold.
It's not good. He's still hitting 220. He just doesn't take walks.
Yeah.
I mean, when he gets on base, at least he has the opportunity to take.
Oh yeah, he can do damage once he gets on base. It's just few and far in between.
Because the Cardinals, Edmonds was the last 30 guy. Mm-hmm. He had 32.
Yeah.
3 or 4 seasons ago.
And he's lighting it up with those Dodgers.
He is.
now.
He's not hitting for average like he did here. I mean, closer to what he did, but the Dodgers don't need him to.
No, they don't. He just needs to be that bat at the end of the lineup that can give you a little bit of pop. Play solid defense. He's flexible. Can play all over the field wherever they need him to be. So
he would lead the Cardinals in home runs right now, or be tied with Contreras.
Yeah, because Contreras has 10 too. Yeah. All right. So that's Cardinals baseball there. You got anything else wrapping up on those the NHL Stanley Cup?
Oh
series?
yeah, no, what a hell of a series. I mean, again it came down to goaltending because Edmonton flopped back and forth between goaltenders. I mean, they had to do something. Skinner was getting lit up in that game 5, so they yanked him right away, and they in that game 4 actually, they yanked him right away and come back and won that thing in overtime. So they had to do that. But to go with him in the game 5, and then he had missed so much time. The funny thing is, it's the only game he lost in the whole postseason. He was 7-1 in the whole postseason. Yeah. Skinner was 7-7, but like I said, Picard just got hurt, and he only played a couple of games after that first round series. So it really comes down to goaltending for Edmonton. Florida is a dominant team, but they're going to have decisions to make this year too.
Oh yeah, they got a lot of free agents. I mean, you got Brad Marchand. He's a free agent.
Marchand's a free agent, Sam Bennett's a free agent, and you got Ekblad. He has potential to free agency, and it's not going to be the same Florida team that comes back next year, but they'll still be a dangerous team.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I could see somebody like Marchand take a little bit less than what he would get on the open market, and just come back, just go and get a chance to win another cup. I mean, they said those guys were. I mean, as most Stanley Cup teams in general in hockey. Stanley Cup champions. I mean, they're typically those teams like playing with each other. They just
I mean, you've been to the Cup Finals 3 years in a row. Yeah. You've won 2. I mean, just like Tampa Bay did on the run before. Florida's had a hell of a run.
They've had a hell of a run. And, well, I mean, you got to think about it, man. I mean, as hockey players, to play a sport like hockey, which is technically looked at as like a cold weather sport, obviously. You got Florida down there with no state income tax. These dudes are riding the golf carts and flip-flops on the way to fucking practice and shit, and so, I mean, there's just a lot of pluses to being down in that environment.
I mean, wintertime in Florida's a lot better than wintertime
can golf all the time.
Manitoba.
You can get golf all the time. I mean, it's a beautiful place to make a hockey factory.
So, speaking of Edmonton still, McDavid is going into the last year of his contract right here. Draisaitl's locked up for $14 million a year. Does McDavid want more than $14 million? Is he okay with making $14 million the same? I mean, does he want to be the big dog? Because if they sign him to a contract like that, say it is $15-16 million just to get him above Draisaitl, that is 2 guys you're tying up almost $30 million with.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough to.
And you've got defensemen making $7 and $8.5 million already. They could have a hard time keeping any kind of team together.
Especially when their biggest need is going to be a goaltender, so it's not like they can go right out and get a goalie.
You can't bring Picard and Skinner back.
No.
One of them's got to go, and hopefully you bring in somebody slightly better.
Yeah, the thing is, with what money, though? that's going to be the biggest challenge.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, that's going to be the biggest challenge there.
In other hockey news, Jonathan Toews is back in the NHL, signed with the Winnipeg Jets.
Yes, he did.
For 1 year.
He's from there, yeah.
Yes, he is from Winnipeg. So, Blackhawks legend. Obviously, the Blackhawks traded him with the Rangers, but then he had long COVID or something.
Yeah, he had some health issues, I think, that had him out the last, 2 seasons?
Yeah, he's missed like a year and a half, 2 seasons, something like that. Hasn't played since 23.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, that's all I got in the NHL news. Actually, free agency is going to start in about 2 weeks, and then it'll be a frenzy of hockey moves.
Oh, yeah, it'll be coming quickly. Just like same thing with the NBA, too, as well.
Draft, July 27th.
Yeah, because same thing with the NBA, because NBA is the same thing. I think they have a quick turnaround on their draft. I think it's after the finals is over. I think
it'll be October again, and they're playing hockey.
Yep, exactly. Because I know, like with the NBA, I think their draft is actually the finals will wrap up on Sunday, and they're drafted on Wednesday and Thursday.
Immediately afterwards.
Yeah, I think Wednesday, Thursday of that following week.
Yeah. The other thing was congratulations to JJ Spawn, obviously winning last weekend's U.S. Open. I didn't have him in my either of my winning bets this past weekend, but I hit on 2. I hit on that one on Friday and hit on the other one on Saturday.
Nice.
So, but I did not have JJ Spawn.
Yeah, I don't know many people that did have JJ Spawn, but man, you can see when I would listen to an interview with him, you can see like just the weight of life off of him. Like,
I'm sure.
Because you win one major as
he had
a golfer.
only ever won one tournament.
Right, exactly. And I think that was years ago.
Yeah,
too.
a long time ago. Because he had lost his card. He had gotten his card, lost his card, had to go back and earn his card again.
Right.
And then lost it again. And then, yeah, no, he's been through it at 34 years old.
Yeah, so I mean, like that's like the weight lifted off your shoulders. I mean, you're pretty much a made man for the rest of your life because once you win that major, you have a lifetime exemption at that point. Don't you?
Yeah, I do. Well, I don't think so anymore. It used to be that way, but I think they've instituted rules in there now where it's like a 10-year. You get 10-year exemption, but after that, you got to start earning your way back in.
I know that win earned him a spot on the Ryder Cup team.
Well, I believe that's why Justin Thomas didn't make, or somebody did. Somebody this weekend did not get to play that has won that tournament because it had been more than 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, because he didn't make the cut.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. Yeah, golf's just tough, man. It's a tough sport.
Oh, yeah, it is. I went out and hacked it up this past weekend on Father's Day. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's a tough sport to stay consistent in, which makes it amazing what you see like the Scotty Scheffler doing or what Tiger Woods did. I mean, that's why it's such a rare feat.
Scheffler's probably one. He's probably going to come back and win this tournament this weekend.
Yeah.
Like,
what is it this weekend? Was it the Travelers?
Yeah,
Travelers
something like that. But he looked good in his practice round. I think he shot like a -9 over 9 holes. Like he was just shredding the course.
Yeah, because he finished the Open at what, like +8 almost?
Yeah, he wasn't great, but nobody really was. It was open. It was one with +1.
Yeah, I mean that's the U.S. Open, man. That's U.S. Open golf always. I mean, it's like usually +1 to even, maybe -1 at best. A lot of times, usually what wins that tournament.
That's brutal. It was brutal. Because the guys I bet on Sunday, I needed all 3 of them. I just needed all 3 of them to shoot under a 73. The one shot 70. Hovland shot 73. Burns shot a 78 or 79. And the other guy shot like an 80. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, it's rough, man. The U.S. Open is, I mean, that's one thing you can always kind of, if you got an over-under when you're talking, like, that's where you take the over.
Well, they all had hit on the under the day before,
right.
And I played it back again, and it burned me on that one.
Yeah, that's tough. That is tough.
So the only NFL news I have, unless you've got anything, Jair Alexander actually signing with the Ravens after the
perfect
Packers
fit
let
for him
go.
too. 1-year contract. He's got a prove-it year. I think he's 27 years old. He goes with the Ravens, especially if they win, goes on a deep run. And then his biggest thing has always been health. If he can stay healthy, he hasn't really had a full season under his belt the whole time. I mean, probably in the last like 5 years. But I mean, he's one of the top corners in the NFL when he's
healthy.
Yeah, because I mean, from a matchup wise, I still never forget that one matchup where he had against Justin Jefferson, where he held him to 2 catches.
Oh yeah,
a couple pass breakups, grittied on him a few times. I mean, Jair Alexander is a solid corner. I wouldn't have minded seeing the Cowboys bringing him in, but they ended up making his way down to Baltimore, which of course, great pick for the Ravens.
Yep.
So the Ravens, their secondary is going to be loaded now. They've got Marlon Humphrey on the other side of the corner. Drafted a young Nate Wiggins out of Clemson a couple years ago, so he's going to probably be their slot corner, slide him inside. Got Kyle Hamilton, one of the best safeties in the league right now. And then I think they did also, was it Malachi Starks? It was one of the top safety prospects coming out of Georgia that they drafted.
Him. Ravens
always draft very well. I mean, most of those guys usually turn into at least starters for them, if not Pro Bowl starters. Right. So Ravens are always a solid organization. They just are. And it kind of goes back to what I've always said about why the Cowboys are going to struggle to win until Jerry Jones dies. Because who is the Ravens owner?
It used to be the Cleveland guy, Art Modell.
Modell.
Who owns it now? I don't know.
No, I mean, I think unless it stayed in the Modell family. But
I really don't know.
But the point is, you don't see them. Like for the good teams, you don't see or hear from their owners. The Steelers,
It was always Ozzie Newsome that was always their mouthpiece.
Yeah, he was their general manager. And he passed it off to DeCosta. I think is who took over now, and he just pretty much. I mean, they do things the Raven way, and they stay solid and winning. And
which is funny because they used to be the Browns.
No, yeah, I know. That's what's crazy. But you know what? The Browns were the '80s Browns.
Were a good team. They were
actually a good team, and then all of a sudden they kind of just went downhill in late '80s, early '90s, and they just never were able to kind of pick up any steam after that. Because I mean, Joe Thomas is one of the greatest linemen of all time, and I don't think he ever played in a playoff game, not one time. First ballot Hall of Fame offensive left tackle, and never played in a playoff game with Cleveland. 17 seasons.
That's a bummer.
17 seasons. So it's not a whole lot going on right now. Everybody's at home in the NFL.
Everyone's
so
at home.
Everybody going on their breaks here. So not a whole lot of action going on. You got
the Lakers selling?
Oh, yeah. Forgot about
that.
that touch. Good shot, Director Dave. So, yes, the storied franchise, the Buss family, no longer owns the Lakers. They sold for $10 billion after the Celtics sold for $6 billion.
Wow.
Lakers turned around and sold for $10 billion. I think, was it Mark Weiland?
It's the same group that owns parts of the Dodgers.
Yes, it owns the Dodgers. So
what was the other one too?
Which is very promising for the Lakers because that means they're just going to continue that winning tradition because from what I've heard and obviously what you've seen from the Dodgers, they like to win.
Well, Jeannie Buss is supposed to stay on as the chairman of the board or whatever.
Yeah, they call it a governor or something like that, or the board or something like that. But
the same role she's in right now.
Yeah, but we'll see how long that lasts. Because you buy a team for $10 billion. This is more of I think kind of a kind of grooming period for this ownership group.
That makes sense.
Magic's part of this ownership group too as well, so that's going to help. As far as it's going to keep that Laker feel. Because
the Lakers aren't going anywhere.
Yeah, the Lakers aren't going to go anywhere as a brand, especially once the Celtics got that extra, because they have one more world championship now, and those two organizations kind of rival back and forth and try to pride themselves on leading the way as far as having a championship.
The cream of the crop in the
Yes,
NBA,
exactly.
sure.
Everybody who knows me knows my thing. I love the Lakers, but until LeBron leaves, I'll be back, boys. I'll be back. Because there's just so many things that and I'm not even going to go down the laundry list.
There's no point.
Why I don't feel what goes on there. So, we're about to hit the dog days of summer.
Yeah, we are. It's 90-something degrees out there now.
Yeah, so we're about to hit the full dog days of summer here, man, where it's going to be nothing but baseball and golf and some racing. Yep. But also, too, one more thing I also remember. So, Joey Chestnut is coming back to the hot dog eating contest after a year off last year.
He is coming back to
get
on the 4th of July intestinal cancer.
Yeah, so 4th of July, Joey Chestnut will be back in the hot dog eating contest. So, the great American pastime, brother. Great, what a hell of a way to make a living.
Well, it is crazy. Eating hot dogs.
He doesn't just do hot dogs.
Oh yeah, he does it all.
He does shrimp. He's done beer. It's insane. Like the stuff that he accomplishes.
It's gross.
But hey, God bless America.
Right.
God bless America. All right, so that's all I got for you. So shout out to Director Dave for keeping us up on the ones and twos. Shout out to Drew on the track for blessing with those beats. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and add to the comment section. I'm Jason Smoking Token.
I'm Bobby Light.
See you next week.
Peace.